It's late and we are tired.
我相信大家都感覺得好疲倦啦。
And I have to speak to you for an hour.
而家繼續落去呢，我會同大家講1個小時嘅聚會。
Not really.
唔係真嘅。
This is a moment for a few thoughts, devotional thoughts.
只係呢喺最後嘅時候呢，俾大家幾個思想。
And I will invite you to go to Psalm 11.
想請大家呢係專注喺我哋嘅聖經章節，就喺詩篇嘅11篇。
We're going to read the whole psalm.
我哋呢係會將呢個詩篇11篇呢係全篇讀出嚟。
Are we ready?
你哋已經準備好嗎？ OK， 咁我就將用廣東話讀出嚟。詩篇11篇，我投靠耶和華，你們怎麼對我說？你當像鳥逃到你們的山去。看啊，惡人彎弓，把箭搭在弦上，要在暗中射那心裏正直的人。根基若毀壞，義人還能做什麼呢？耶和華在他的聖殿裏，耶和華在天上的寶座上，他的眼睛察看，他的眼目察驗世人。耶和華考驗義人，唯有惡人和喜愛暴力的人，他心裏恨惡。他要向惡人密布羅網，烈火、硫磺、熱風作他們杯中的分。因為耶和華是公義的，他喜愛義行，正直人必得見他的面。
It was 9:20 in the morning.
係早上嘅9點20分。
November 1,
11月1號。
1755.
1755年。
It was a very special day in the Catholic calendar.
呢個係一個好普通嘅一個日子喺呢個日曆上。
All the cities all the churches in the cities were full.
喺呢個教堂入邊，好多座位呢都坐滿咗。
They came that day to worship.
佢哋呢嚟到教會嗰度做呢個崇拜。
And then they heard a sound.
但係喺你崇拜當中嘅時候，佢哋聽到一個聲音
coming from the depths of the earth.
嗰個聲音係嚟自呢個地心嘅深處。
It was like a roaring of a lion.
就好似呢個獅子喺度發出嚎叫嘅聲音咁樣。
They had never before heard that noise.
佢哋係從來都未聽到咁樣嘅聲音。
And together with the noise came the shaking of the foundations.
跟住聲音接着嚟嘅就係呢個地基嘅搖動，一個震動嘅。
The rest is history.
呢個呢就係喺歷史上
shouting, crying, people running to the streets, seeking refuge.
係呢度嘅時候呢，就發出好大件事啦，因為當時呢啲人喺度大聲嘅叫、大聲嘅喊，好多人呢喺度匆匆忙忙嘅四圍揾一個呢可以避難嘅地方。
A very powerful earthquake.
係一個非常強大嘅地震。
9.3 shocks.
係9.3度嘅一個好強大嘅地震。
The city of Lisbon
就喺呢個里斯本城市入邊
was basically destroyed.
係基本上呢可以講話大部分呢係被毀壞咗。
Many studies have been made about this earthquake.
咁好多呢係
Studies about the earthquake have been
好
made.
多故事呢係講關於呢個地震之後所有有關呢個地震嘅。
Several years ago, a student, non-Adventist student in Europe,
喺幾年前呢，有一啲學生呢，佢唔係 我哋本會教友，但係佢喺呢個歐洲嘅地區，
wrote a dissertation on the impact of the earthquake of Lisbon
佢就寫咗啲咧有關呢個里斯本地震咧所帶嚟嗰種震撼嘅影響，
on philosophy and theology.
喺呢個哲學上一種解說同埋神學上嘅解說，
It's an impressive study.
係一個非常咧係令人感受到感動嘅一啲故事嚟嘅。
The earthquake shook the philosophical and theological systems at that time.
當時咧呢個地震係令到呢個哲學上或者神學上當時嘅根基咧都大大嘅受到震動，係非常嘅令人哋有深刻印象嘅。
This is the time of Newton,
呢個時間咧亦都係牛津 Newton 嘅
scientist.
嗰個科學家牛津嘅時代所處嘅時代。
People were beginning to understand the laws of nature.
嗰個時候咧，啲人們咧開始理解到呢個自然律個重要性。
They were very optimistic. They thought that they would be able to understand everything in the universe.
當時嘅人咧，佢哋有一種好自豪，佢哋以為咧佢哋可以明白好多嘢，佢哋係抱咗一種樂觀嘅心態，認為佢對於世界所有嘅科學各樣嘢咧都能夠掌握得好好。
Because everything was ruled by laws.
因為咧好多事物咧都係由一個律咧嚟到係控制嘅。
And all of a sudden,
但係好突然
something happened.
有一件好突發嘅事就發生咗
Extremely destructive.
係極大嘅破壞性。
That did not fit the system of philosophy, science, and theology.
而呢個咁樣大嘅破壞咧，係對於呢個哲學上或者係理論上或者係科學上咧係唔能夠係接受嘅。
And the goodness of God was questioned.
因為咁嘅緣故咧，人們對上帝嘅良善信實咧就發生咗疑問同埋質疑啦。
And the rationalists,
咁啲理學家就咁樣諗。
including the famous Kant, were trying to explain something for which reason could not produce a reason.
咁甚至咧係好出名嘅哲理嘅人咧，都用呢啲解釋理論上嘅解釋咧，都唔能夠咧去揾出一個好嘅答案。
Because when the foundation shake,
因為咧，當一個地基係被毀壞嘅話，
there's no place to go.
係冇地方你可以逃跑。
Where do you go when the foundations are shaking?
當一個地基係受到破壞同埋震動嘅時候，你往哪裏逃呢？
The foundations of society are very important.
社會上嘅基礎咧，亦都係非常嘅重要。
They are formed by the values and the beliefs that a community holds together.
我哋知道咧，社會上佢哋係有不同嘅信念、不同嘅信用、信實咧，係互建成一個好重要嘅地基。
And when those values and beliefs that hold society together are shaken, questioned, and thrown away, there is chaos.
當呢啲價值觀同埋呢個信念同埋信仰咧係搖動嘅話咧，咁呢個社區或者呢個社會咧係受到好大嘅影響嘅。
Disorientation.
呢咁樣嘅事情嘅發生，
And perhaps that's why around the world
甚至係全世界性嘅，
we find so much disorientation.
我哋咧就揾到好多咧混亂。
In the Western world, the Christian values hold societies together.
本來咧基督教我哋有好多嘅信念同埋價值觀咧，係使到呢個社區或者社會係凝結喺一齊。
Those values are no longer there.
但係而家呢啲咁樣嘅價值觀咧都唔見啦。
But when the foundation of the Christian faith is shaken, the effects are even more damaging.
但係假如係基督教嘅 地基嘅信仰同埋佢個信念咧係搖動嘅話咧，佢嘅帶嚟嘅影響，壞嘅影響係更大嘅。
Where do you go
你會走去邊一度呢？
when the foundations are shaken?
當我哋嘅地基係受到震動破壞嘅話，
The Christian church, the first few centuries in the history of the Christian church,
喺我哋宗教基督教歷史最初嗰幾百年嘅時候，
some of the foundations were shaken.
有一啲地基呢係受到震動嘅。
See, the pagans look at the Christians and they said to them, you are not religious people.
嗰啲異教徒睇我哋基督教，佢話：你哋都唔係一啲宗教性嘅有呢個屬靈嘅或者宗教性嘅人。
A true religion has to offer sacrifices.
你哋係太聖潔啦。
Offer sacrifices.
我哋淨係講話關於係點樣犧牲。
The foundation was shaken.
但係咧，我哋嘅地基咧卻係喺度搖動嘅話。
And the Christian church transformed the Eucharist in a sacrifice. The Lord's Supper was transformed into a sacrifice.
嗰個聖餐咧就係點？
And then there were problems with the Jews and the Christians, and the Christians wanted to distance themselves from the Jews.
咁咧，嗰啲基督徒咧同嗰個猶太人咧，佢哋就發生呢個距離啦。大家咧彼此嘅嚟到拉遠呢個距離。
And the foundations were shaken.
嗰個基礎咧係受到震動。
And then the Christians moved from the foundation of the Sabbath to a new foundation, Sunday.
咁咧，佢哋咧猶太人咧就移動去另外一個新嘅根基上邊。
And we can go on and on with other examples. We could give other examples.
我哋可以俾大家一個例子。
Where do you go
你去邊度呢？
when you are going through a very difficult time in your life
當你喺你人生面對一個好大嘅困難嘅時候，
and you talk to the Lord
你就同主耶穌咁講，
and the answer you get back is
Right.
silence?
但係你所得到嘅回應，竟然係一個沉默無聲嘅
Your
回覆。
faith is shaken.
你自己喺度係震動緊。
Where do you go when you go to church seeking the embrace of love?
當你嚟到教會度嘅時候，你希望能夠得到愛嘅擁抱，
And you find rejection.
但係你發覺咧係好多人係抗拒緊你。
Where do you go?
你會去邊度尋求幫助呢？
The people in
嗰啲喺里斯本嘅居民，
those who survived
嗰啲係喺呢個大難中能夠幸存嘅人，
were standing on the streets. They were standing on the streets looking at the ruins.
咁佢哋咧就企喺個街道上睇到呢個殘牆敗瓦，全部係毀壞一片嘅時候，
And they were afraid.
佢哋係非常嘅恐懼。
They thought it may be that the foundations were shaken again.
佢話可唔可能呢個根基會再次嘅搖動呢？
We have to move away from the buildings.
佢哋咧就盡量嘅離開一啲建築物，
We need to find a safe place.
佢哋咧去揾一個安全嘅地方。
And they went to the harbor
所以佢哋就去到，
to the seashore.
佢哋咧係去到呢個海邊嘅地方。
After an earthquake,
喺呢個地震之後，
do you want to go close to the seashore?
你想唔想去靠近呢個海岸嗰度咧？
But they thought this is safe.
但係佢哋認為佢哋走到嗰個海岸或者碼頭，
There are no buildings around us.
因為嗰度冇高嘅建築物，佢哋覺得嗰度
Nothing will fall on us and kill us. Nothing.
同埋嗰度因為冇高嘅建築物，就算震起嚟咧都冇嘢咧係會砸落去你嘅身上。
And then the tsunami.
但係我哋仲記得呢個海嘯嘛？
What the earthquake did not destroy, the tsunami destroyed.
地震唔能夠震動到個地方，但係海嘯帶來更大嘅災害。
Where do you go
你往哪裏逃呢？
when the foundations are shaking?
當我哋嘅地基係喺度震動，
The friends of David, they had some suggestions for him.
咁呢度咧係大衛嘅朋友咧，大衛王嘅朋友咧有啲意見咧俾佢。
They said to him, verse 1, flee like a bird to your mountain.
咁佢哋俾佢咩意見咧？就係、你當像鳥逃到你哋嘅山去。
If the earth is shaking here,
假如我地下底喺度搖緊、震動緊，
then you have to go somewhere, David.
咁我相信你應該係走離你
Flee away.
逃離嗰個震動嘅地方，
Fly like a bird and go to the mountain.
好似隻鳥咁樣飛上個山上邊去。
Find a new foundation on which you can stand.
走去揾一個咧更加好嘅地基，你可以立穩
And
喺上面。
the friends,
但係嗰啲朋友，
they offer him a new foundation.
佢哋冇錯係介紹佢哋去一個新嘅地基上面，
The mountain.
就係山上邊去。
Now you have to keep in mind that there was a whole mythology in the ancient Near East about the mountains.
當時咧，好多人咧對於山咧都存有一種好神秘嘅一種感覺。
These ancient people, they were trying to understand how the universe is held together. What holds it together?
當時啲人咧就諗到，究竟呢個宇宙係點樣嚟到俾佢咧係固定喺一個地方喺埋一齊嘅。
And they created different mythological symbols.
所以佢哋咧就諗出好多一啲係比較係神秘嘅一啲理論出嚟。
And among them was the cosmic mountain.
宇宙係佢哋咧就想到咧喺呢個可能咧就呢個宇宙咧有一個好大嘅山。
You see, the mountains have deep roots
我哋
inside the ground.
我哋知道咧呢個山咧應該係有好深嘅根
Then they
落到地下。
they raise above the ground up to the clouds.
佢有個好深嘅根喺地下，好長嘅、好嘅根基，然之後咧係高重入雲嘅，高出嚟喺山上邊。
So this cosmic mountain integrated the realm of the gods, the place where the gods are, integrated it with the place where humans are, and integrated the underworld.
佢講到呢個大山咧係深到好似喺地下邊，然之後咧高上嚟咧，直到雲間咧就係上帝嘅寶座，
And it hold the cosmos together.
就將整個宇宙、整個世界嚟到咧係好堅定嘅、穩固嘅，係保持佢哋。
The safest place in the universe.
佢哋覺得咧嗰度咧應該就係世界上或者宇宙上最安全嘅地
The
方。
point that was unshakable because it hold the universe.
嗰個最主要嘅柱咧喺呢個天空中咧，佢哋係可以咧係將呢個天同埋地咧
And at the-
保持喺一齊。
At the top of the mountain were the gods.
咁喺最高嘅地方，山頂上面咧就係佢哋嘅神啦。
Change the powers that sustain you.
呢啲力量咧係堅固你，
Fly to the mountain.
所以佢哋就俾佢咁嘅意見，佢話你飛到山上面去。
The foundation that the Lord provided for you is not safe enough.
佢哋話咧，上帝所俾你嘅根基咧係唔夠安全啊！
Go to the cosmic mountain.
走到呢個宇宙嘅大山上，
Join the other gods.
參與去敬拜其他嘅神，
Because when the foundations are shaking,
因為你哋嘅基礎咧係震動，
it requires from you to find a safe place.
係你哋係需要揾一個更安全嘅地
You
方。
have to find a safe
你
place.
係應該去揾一個
Go to the
更安全嘅
mountain.
地方，所以你就去山上面去揾法。
The answer of David,
但係大衛點樣嚟到
verse 1.
回答佢哋呢？喺第一節嗰度，
How can you say that to me?
佢話：你點解咁同我講啊？你點能夠咁樣同我講呢？
You don't even think about telling me this.
你千祈諗都唔好咁諗。
How can anybody dare to tell me to abandon my foundation and go to the mountains?
啊！你諗都唔好諗，要同我講話，要我將我嘅根基係放棄。
David knew
大衛知道，
that the mountains were going to be shaken.
知道呢個山亦都會震動。
Psalm 18 verse 7. Oh, the Lord is going to shake all the mountains.
喺聖經都講俾我哋聽，詩篇有曾經係提到呢，上帝呢將會搖動所有嘅山。
The refuge that humans have found, they will also collapse.
所有嘅人喺個山度準備以為係好安全嘅地方，佢哋都全部嘅倒塌。
So where do you go when the foundations are shaking?
所以當地基震動嘅時候，你會喺邊一度呢？
And David says,
大衛點樣講？
when this happens,
當呢啲事發生嘅時候，
you don't look for a place of refuge in front of you
你唔好揾一個喺你前面嘅地方，你覺得係安全嘅，可以避，
or behind you
或者喺你後邊，
or to your
或
sides.
者喺你嘅左右手。
There's only one place left.
呢個只係
You have to look up.
你左右周圍都唔能夠係俾你揾到個安全嘅地
And
方，
what is up there?
唯有一個地方就係你要舉目仰望。
The Lord, verse 4, the Lord is in his holy temple.
我嘅主就喺呢個聖殿入邊。
You want to find a place of refuge?
你想揾一個安全得到避難嘅地
The
方，
Lord is in his holy temple. The Lord is in his heavenly throne.
呢度呢，第4節俾我哋非常好嘅鼓勵，佢話上帝喺佢嘅聖殿入邊，上帝喺佢天上嘅寶座上，
David found a place that is unshakable.
唯有呢個地方係永遠都唔會搖動嘅。
Every space, everything in the universe can be shaken.
好多地方冇一個地方係唔搖動。
But David said, I found a place that will never be shaken.
但係大衛王卻話：我卻揾到一個地方係永不搖動
And
嘅。
it is found in the heavenly temple.
呢個呢，就係喺呢個天上嘅寶座上邊，天上嘅聖所上，
The creator of the universe
就係我哋嘅創造主。
placed his throne in this heavenly temple.
佢就將呢個地方咧擺喺呢個天上嘅聖所上邊。
See, sin shook the angels. Sin moved the foundation of the angels. Lucifer.
我哋知道咧，魔鬼咧係將呢個地基咧曾經係震動過，
And many of them fell.
但係好多人咧，好多魔鬼嘅跟從者咧，佢哋都失敗咗。
Then he came to this planet,
而家呢個魔鬼係嚟到呢個世界上，
shook the foundation,
佢係搖動呢個根基。
and Adam and Eve both fell.
咁亞當夏娃咧係失敗咗，
But sin has never and will ever shaken the throne of God.
但係罪惡咧係唔可能繼續同埋永遠係搖動神嘅根基嘅。
There is a place of refuge.
係有一個地方咧，我哋可以係得到安全同埋避難嘅地方。
And this is what the psalmist tells us in the first verse.
呢個咧就係我哋嘅詩人講俾我哋聽喺11篇嘅第1節。
In the Lord I take refuge.
佢話：我投靠耶和華我嘅主。
The heavenly temple. This is Adventist theology, Elias.
天上嘅聖所咧，亦都係我哋福林信徒、福林教會一個獨特嘅道理，
A place of refuge.
一個係使我哋得到避難嘅地方。
What is in the heavenly sanctuary? What is in the heavenly sanctuary?
我哋喺呢個天上嘅聖所，我哋會揾到啲咩嘢呢？
Jesus is there.
耶穌喺嗰一度。
Hebrews 6:19 and 20.
希伯來書6章19、20節，
He went through the veils and he went straight to the throne of God.
佢話我哋要直入到至聖所入邊，去到呢個施恩嘅寶座前。
And Paul Paul uses a strange image to illustrate this. A strange image
yeah.
used by Paul.
咁咧，保羅咧係用一個好特別嘅一種形象嚟到形容。
He says, Christ went there as an anchor.
上耶穌咧入到去呢個聖所入邊咧，就好似一個矛咁樣。
And this anchor went and took hold of the throne of God.
咁咧，佢將呢個矛咧係緊緊嘅，係擺喺呢個神嘅寶座上面。
It's a strange image
係一個好奇特嘅一種景象。
see, I don't know anything about boats and I don't know anything about them, but I know that they have anchors.
我咧對船嘅認識唔多，不過我知道船咧一定有啲矛咧係俾隻船咧可以係固定嘅。
And you take an anchor and you throw it down into the water.
我哋將嗰個矛咧拋落海底，海入邊咧係。
And when the ocean is active, the anchor is deep and provides stability.
咁嗰個矛咧拋入呢個深海嘅時候咧，當呢個海唔平靜嘅時候咧，呢個矛咧係緊緊嘅，係好深入嘅，係使到呢個船咧係固定喺一個位置，係唔怕呢個風浪嘅吹。
But Paul says
但係保羅
that this anchor was not thrown into the depths of the sea.
但係保羅講佢話呢個矛咧唔係掉落呢個深海嗰度。
It was thrown up.
但係上帝話保羅話咧呢個矛咧係拋上天上邊。
And this anchor went through the heavens.
呢個矛咧係會好有力量嘅，去到我哋天上嘅聖所度。
And anchored itself on the throne of God.
然之後咧緊緊嘅靠住上帝嘅施恩寶座。
It says, Christ, our hope, is that anchor.
而耶穌咧就係我哋所希望嘅嗰個矛。
It didn't go into the depths of the ocean
佢唔會咧落到呢個深海下邊。
because the depth of the ocean is going to be shaken also.
因為咧深海下低嗰啲地咧，亦都會震動嘅。
There's no safety down there.
喺個海底咧都係冇安全嘅。
When the foundations are shaking,
當所有嘅地基都係喺度震動嘅時候，
you take hold of that hope.
當我哋咧係緊緊握住呢個信念嘅話，
And you let it provide stability, safety to you.
你呢個矛緊緊嘅與上帝呢個寶座嚟到連接嘅時候咧，佢會提供俾你一個穩定同埋安全。
And the psalm is going to end telling us that the shakings are coming to an end. The psalm will tell us that the shakings are coming to an end.
咁咧呢個詩人咧講俾我哋聽，佢話呢個震動咧已經到咗呢個尾聲啦。
That the Lord is watching the enemy,
而我哋嘅天父咧係望住我哋嘅敵人，
who is constantly trying to shake our foundations.
嗰啲敵人係嘗試好多方法嚟到係搖動我哋嘅根基，
And he will put an end to his work.
佢咧將會咧結束佢哋嗰種破壞嘅工作。
And he's going to do that through a work of judgment.
佢呢係藉着呢個審判嘅工作呢嚟結束壞人所要做個壞事。
As a result of the judgment, the wicked destroyed.
喺上帝嘅審判之下，惡人呢係被毀滅嘅。
But the righteous will see God's face.
但係所有正直嘅人呢，必得見耶和華上帝嘅面。
So, where do you go?
所以你會去邊度求助呢？
And the text tells us,
聖經嘅章節係講俾我哋知道，
hold unto the Lord.
話要我哋緊緊嘅捉住我哋嘅主。
The foundation that He provided for you is strong enough to sustain and preserve you.
而上帝所提供俾我哋嘅根基呢，係會保存我哋，俾我哋係能夠有安全同埋平安，同埋維持我哋。
Your struggles may be strong. Your trials and temptations
你
may be
嘅
strong.
困難、你嘅試探、你嘅境遇可能係好大、好困難。
Your faith may be challenged here and there.
我哋嘅信心係會遇到好多嘅衝擊，
Remember,
但係記得
the Lord is in His holy temple.
但係上帝呢，永遠呢係喺度掌管一切。
God bless you.
上帝賜福俾大家。